You can kind of see the head right here. You kind of see Zen's head. The shape of my stomach is wild.
Imagine what it would be like to travel the world, explore new things, discover different cultures, languages, eat yummy food, discover yourself, love, all on a budget. Explore with me. Learn about how I'm traveling the world on a budget. Budget travel. Shari Chinyang casting.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hold on, let me take these AirPods out. All right, so you have clicked this video because you want to learn about my ECV procedure. So, external cephalic procedure is when your baby is probably still breeched, and breech has different positions, but specifically my baby, meaning typically head up, feet down, and you want your baby to be head down, so you can give a natural birth. So your doctors may recommend ECV if you're a good candidate for it. For me, I was a good candidate. I found out about my baby being still breech pretty late, maybe like around 36, 37 weeks. Typically, your higher chances for this procedure to work, it's around like 36, 34, 36 weeks. But we still tried. So I was able to have the ECV procedure, and that's when they're gonna manually turn my baby. I'm currently right now 39 weeks, and when I had the procedure, I was at 38 weeks. So in this video, you're gonna watch my husband and I as we go there and kind of like share our feelings and our thoughts. However, they did not allow me to record the entire procedure. So I just want to explain it to you real quick while you're here. So while you're here, this is exactly what happened. They gave me some medicine and to relax my cervix so I won't have any contractions, as well as pain. So I didn't really want to take any pain medicine, so I told them to go down 1/4. I think I forget what kind of medicine they were giving me, but you'll see it in the video. And I just got a lower dosage. You have the autonomy to say no medicine as well. I had female doctor, and she was able to hold the butt and the head, okay? The butt and the head, all right? And turn the baby. Now, throughout this whole thing, I thought it would be painful. You might find other videos with some people, it may be painful for them, but for me, apparently I have a high pain tolerance, and or it just didn't hurt, and she held me with care, and she was turning the baby. I felt the baby moving. However, the head of my baby was being very stubborn and did not want to turn. Like, I felt the butt, I felt everything else moving, and it was not painful. I just want to say that for me specifically, it wasn't painful. It was really just uncomfortable, and I hate that word, but it was just like pressure and uncomfortable. So like you kind of do it yourself, not the ECV, but like the amount of pain that I felt like I've done it before with that pressure, and it didn't really help. We went on for that about 30 minutes. The entire procedure from top to bottom of getting prep and everything took about 3 to 5 hours, because you got to be there 2 hours before the ECV. They get you all ready. ECV only takes 30 minutes, and then you have to stay there so they can monitor the baby like an hour or two after, to make sure like the heart rate doesn't go up or anything that seems that That seems non-normal, I guess. Just in case I need to go to an emergency C-section, it was monitoring my heart rate as well and the baby's heart rate, which I really, really appreciated. The results of my ECV, you're gonna have to watch the video. All right, guys, so we are back at it again, trying this ECV. This time I'll make sure I am here on time, 2 hours early. I am kind of nervous. They're gonna flip the baby, and I literally just had a doctor's appointment right before here to verify the positioning of the baby, also for my 38-week appointment. She assured me like I'm a great candidate for the ECV. However, there's still a 50 to 60% chance that it will actually work. Wish me luck. It comes with this guy. It's like an actual room. All right, guys, so the nurse just came in. I have my contraction monitor here, heart rate monitor here, and you can see on the screen there. Oh, I don't see my, oh, there we go. I don't see my heart rate. You can see on the screen there, it monitoring it, and then we have a whole bunch of papers to sign in front of me. And then you get to bring somebody with you for this procedure at this specific hospital. We're here getting prepped for our ECV, external cephalic version. And because the baby is breeched, meaning the baby's not head down, and I'm 38 weeks and I cannot deliver here at this hospital with the baby being feet by my vagina. Oh, you can see the head. I know that it's an option to do a vaginal breech birth, but here at this hospital and our provider, they do not do it. They don't feel confident doing it. That's probably the better way of saying it, because you can specialize in that. But at this hospital, they don't do it. So we are trying to get the baby to turn with the ECV. My baby's head right now feels like it's right here. You can kind of see a little bit. Feels like it's right here. And so we are doing this procedure so we can flip the baby. Baby can be head down, and I can deliver. My birthing plan is to deliver naturally, vaginally. There you go.
Rapper.
And so we are doing this video so people can kind of get educated about it, because I found out when we were 37 weeks about the baby being breeched, and I just wish I would have known at 34 weeks, and I would have probably had a little bit more time to flip the baby manually on my own, potentially, by doing different exercises, as well as going to the chiropractor and trying different acupuncture and moxie to flip the baby. However, sometimes it's out of your control and the baby is just going to be in a position that it wants to be. And that can just be due to the baby's preference and or the shape of your uterus or placenta. From what I've seen so far, there's more education about this, so please read up on it. This is right now at the point where I'm just getting prepped. We had to be here 2 hours early. And I just want to show you that this is the contraction monitor, the baby's heartbeat monitor, my heartbeat monitor, blah, blah, blah. My heartbeat monitor. Took your mask off. My heartbeat monitor. And if the baby's heart rate changes or if they see any concerns, we will run into an emergency C-section today. So we might be coming home with the baby today. That's the risk of doing an ECV. So our bags are packed. We have everything for the baby ready. So when you're prepping for this ECV, that's one of the things as well. You might go into emergency labor, which means emergency C-section, which is something that I'm trying to avoid. So we're crossing our fingers by the time you watch this that the baby is flipped. All right, so you gotta get your IV in. IV in. IV in. And what is the medicine I'm taking, babe?
Turbulene.
Terbutaline? Turbulene to soften up the uterus, so when they are trying to move the baby, it's soft and easy to turn, as well as fentanyl for the pain beforehand, so I won't be like super tense. Ooh, contractions happening right now. Okay, yes. So that's what's happening. And then I have to get a COVID test. Welcome to 2021. Having a baby at 2021. But you get to bring your main squeeze who's on the phone. I feel like all the videos it looks like you're on the phone. He's really not on the phone all the time, guys. He's texting
everybody
family.
trying to talk to Shari.
All right, guys. So I just had my ECV and it wasn't too bad. It was I think one of the nurses described it was like a uterus massage. However, it was not successful because the butt was moving but not the head. So we are going to schedule a C-section for Zen. And honestly, I thought it was going to be so much more painful. Sorry, I'm on pain medicine right now. Yeah, but we're good. And if we have one more chance to try to turn the baby. I'm gonna try to get you in here, babe. One more chance to turn the baby.
Mamas.
And that is getting an epidural, which I didn't want, but I'm gonna need one anyway for a C-section. And then they'll try to do an ECV again. Yeah, so that's where we're at with it. How are you feeling?
I don't really know how I feel right now. I'm like a little disappointed, honestly, but I mean, I don't know. I guess the thing is like, you know, sometimes you just want what you want, which is like the vaginal birth. And I mean, of course, you know, we know babies that have been delivered through a C-section, or people who've given C-sections and they've healed and the baby is still healthy. I think it's just like a little disappointing because it's like, this is what we want, which is a vaginal birth. And it's not looking like that's what's going to happen. But I think this is just more so for me like a moment for us to trust God and just be faithful that, you know, it's going to happen the way it's supposed to. And sometimes I think what gives me comfort in moments like this is the reminder that it's bigger than me, you know, that it's bigger than us. And hopefully that this will be a testimony to help somebody else out who's going through a very similar situation or is apprehensive about a C-section or whatever the case may be. Sometimes God just uses people for testimonies to uplift other people. So, you know, we ask to be used by God all the time. And if this is what it takes, it's just like being okay with that. But even though working through being okay with that is still not easy, nonetheless, man, I'm grateful for all the doctors in Northside Hospital and, you know, them trusting their techniques and what they know instead of doing things for success rates or, you know, stats. They really just like listen to Shari's body and really just like honor her space and Zen. And I'm grateful for that. So, I mean, nonetheless, a little disappointed, but nonetheless, we're here. Everything's good. Shari's good. She's smiling, and we're all right.
Good.
We're all right.
Okay, so now that you have watched our thoughts and feelings, you noticed that the ECV definitely did fail. I have some reservations as to why it failed. One of them is I feel like the doctor could have put a little bit more pressure on my stomach to turn the baby, but I also respected the fact that she was always checking in on me and making sure that I was good and that she was monitoring the baby. There was no extreme amount of force. I've done a lot of research on ECVs where I've saw people and doctors put extreme amount of force and people will have bruises the next day. They felt very uncomfortable. In my situation, my doctor handled me and the baby with care, and I totally appreciate that. I've also seen people use two doctors to turn the baby. I had one doctor and one person monitoring the baby with an ultrasound, and I actually had my doctor waiting just in case I needed an emergency C-section. She was in the room as well. But I've seen people use two people to turn the baby. So I had reservations. I was like, okay, I feel like we can go a little harder, but also didn't really want to go against God's will. Like, hey, if this is what you want, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to apply extreme amount of force to put my baby in shock or put the umbilical cord around its neck. There's so many risks to this ECV procedure. So I would say just pray about it and go about it in your own way. But I really still do want a vaginal birth. And so we tried that and we weighed out our risks and it ended up failing, but I'm happy that I still tried it. And I'm also happy that people had an opportunity to learn about it and learn about this journey. So if you have questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer it. Right now I am 39 weeks. So that means because the ECV failed, I am scheduled for a C-section in a few days. So when this video airs, I may have the baby in my hand, I may not. Yeah, so I thank you guys so much for watching this and I'll see you soon.